NXT Deadline, the last pay-per-view of 2022. Obviously, the last pay-per-view on the main roster was Survivor Series War Games, which, great pay-per-view. Like, everything about it, really loved it. But now, the last pay-per-view of 2022 is NXT Deadline. And I'm looking forward to it, especially for what I've seen on NXT last night, you feel me? So, not to take anybody time up too much, so let's get into this topic. So, the first match on the list that we have is Braun Breaker versus Apollo Crews for the NXT Championship. Alright? And Braun Breaker, he is the man in WWE right now, in NXT, and most importantly. He is the NXT champion. He has been the NXT champion for probably a little over a year now. Probably maybe even longer. And he has beat everybody. He's become undisputed NXT world champion. He has defeated Tyler Bate and also became the UK champion. He has beat he's probably beat so much people that have, he's beat Tommaso Ciampa. It's so much people that he's have beat and did the impossible, and you could see it in his wrestling. Obviously, I don't really watch NXT like that, like I've said in the past, but I've started to watch NXT a lot more now. So, honestly, with this match, I love Apollo Crews as well, too. I love him on the main roster. I loved him when he was, I forgot, what was it, the Nigerian King? I forgot what his gimmick was when he won the IC title. I really don't remember, but it was a funny little gimmick. It didn't really make sense at all to me a little bit, but it was a really nice gimmick at the time. But now he's fully developed back in NXT, trying to win the NXT Championship, and I feel like he has the power to win the NXT title. No offense to Braun Breaker. I love you. I love the way you wrestle. I love everything about you. But honestly, bro, in my opinion, it's time for you to drop the title and move on to the main roster. That's me personally. I would love to see this man move on to the main roster. He has the potential to become a big-time wrestler on the main roster, be one of the next faces, the next people that main events a lot of WrestleManias, you feel me, or main event a lot of pay-per-views. I can see that. But me personally, as much as I want him to keep the title, I want him to lose the title at the same time. He needs to lose the title to Apollo Crews. I need to see Apollo Crews to become NXT champion. I really do. He has developed himself a lot from his first NXT run. And he's with it, man. He's honestly with it, and he's down for it, and I can see him winning the title. So, honestly, for me to win this, for the person that needs to win this match, is Apollo Crews at the end of the day. He's prepared for it, he's ready for it, he's manifested everything in NXT his second time around, and doing a lot better, so his first time. So, honestly, Apollo Crews, take the W, because I need you to see you dethrone Braun Breaker. So, the next one we have on the list is the 25-minute men's Iron Survivor match. So we have Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, Joey Gacy, JD McDonough, and Axiom in the Iron Survivor Challenge match. And I'm gonna say this: the winner for me, honestly, I feel like it's Carmelo Hayes, because Carmelo Hayes has been on top the entire year. He's been literally killing it the entire year. Him going on, bro, winning, kind of literally being, a little bit the longest NXT champ, not the NXT champion, but the NXT North American champion, because this man has held the North American champion a couple of times. We're not going to, I think, either 3 or 4 times, if not believe so. But, yeah, he was also the Cruiserweight champion at one point, too. So, honestly, I know Joe Gacy, I know JD McDonough and Axiom. Obviously, I haven't seen Axiom wrestle that much, so I can't really say about him. But honestly, my best bet for the person to win this match is Carmelo Hayes, because, he definitely reminds me of Ricochet. He's a lot like Ricochet. Because Ricochet, you've seen how athletic Ricochet is, man. You've seen him win United States champion and him as the IC champion. You've seen how he is in the ring. I swear, when at Worlds Collide, when Ricochet and Carmelo Hayes faced each other for the North American Championship, that was easily the best match of the night, and it was the first match of the pay-per-view. That was easily the best match of the night, bro. Like, every match on the Worlds Collide card was epic, was fire. But honestly, the match of the night at that time was Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet. So I know that Carmelo Hayes can do some damage in the ring, can do a lot of damage to his opponents in the ring. So honestly, for me to win the Iron Survivor Challenge is Carmelo Hayes, man. I love Carmelo Hayes. If there's a time that I could see Carmelo Hayes in person, I would definitely want to see Carmelo Hayes in person, man. I know this dude is fly when it comes to clothes. He's kind of reminds me a little bit of Seth Rollins, how he is like the drip god of the main roster. You have the drip, the drip god in NXT. You feel me? So me personally, Carmelo Hayes should definitely win this match. Next one we have on the list, the women's Iron Survivor Challenge match. Roxy Perez, Cora Jade, Zoe Stark, Keena James, and Indy Hartwell. So, all these women, very, very strong women. I've seen 4 of them wrestle except for James. Never really seen her wrestle before. Don't know what she about. But Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, I seen their match. That was a little bit brutal, so I've seen that match. I know Indy Hartwell had, ups and downs in NXT, especially with, the Index, which I would definitely love to see, Indy Hartwell on the main roster with Dexter Lewis. I do want Index to be back together again. Like their storyline is fire. But, honestly, to win this match, I feel like the strongest person that's probably going to win is Zoe Stark. Not to be like, kind of messed up, but Indy, obviously, if it's Indy that comes up on top, I wouldn't be mad at it. Because my running-up pick would be Indy Hartwell. I love Indy. Indy's a specialman. She is a special type of person, special type of woman in the WWE. Especially on the women's roster. Obviously, some of her matches, it has been a little bit rocky. Some of her matches has been a little bit rocky lately. But she needed that she needed that win to be part of, the Iron Survivor Challenge match. I really need to see that. But me, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, sorry, I keep on butchering her name. They have a chance, but I feel like the person on top would be Zoe Stark, because I'm not going to hold you. I thought that at the time it was going to be Nikia Lawrence and Zoe Stark to become the women tag team champions, but sadly they didn't. I'm sad about that, but, stuff happens for a reason. But if Zoe don't ring, if Zoe really doesn't win the match, I feel like the runner-up should be Indy, in my opinion. But, we'll see how, what will happen when it comes to this coming Saturday, you feel me? So, the next match, the one that I'm definitely waiting for and very interested in, is your boy, the New Day versus Pretty Deadly for the NXT Tag Team titles. And honestly, the last time we've seen both members of the New Day on NXT was 2014. It's been 8 years since we've seen the New Day on NXT. You feel me? And now they were back last night, and I'm like, the New Day on NXT? Hold up. Wait a minute. Pause. What is happening right now? Because, bruh, last time we both seen them was 8 years ago. 8 years ago! You know how crazy that is, bruh? Their second time on NXT after 8 years is crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. I love that, though. Because, honestly, who wouldn't want, the New Day on NXT? Come on, now. But just imagine for a second, if WWE made the New Day the new head of the tag team division. As in, they gonna win the WWE NXT World Championship. Them titles, bruh. Them titles, them tag team titles, you feel me? Bruh. Alright, now, if the New Day can pull this off, bruh. If the New Day can pull off becoming the new NXT Tag Team Champions, it's over with. It's over with. They are Triple Crown Tag Team Champions. They will be Triple Crown Tag Team Champions, man. They're going to be talked about for years. For years and years. Bro, it's like, bro, you heard about the Triple Crown Tag Team Champions? You mean the New Day? Yes, sir. That's who exactly I'm going for, is the New Day to win them tag team titles, bruh. Bruh, they haven't had tag team gold in a minute. Obviously, because, you know, the Usos is doing their thing. But we need to see that, man. We definitely need to see that. I am down to see the New Day to win them titles, baby. Woo! It needs to happen, bruh. New Day rocks for a reason. We all know this because the New Day rocks. 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 And yes, New Day will rock and take them titles from Pretty Deadly to become your new NXT World Tag Team Champions and become your 13-time Tag Team Champions. You feel me? And next, the last match that we have on the list, we have Alba Fire versus, I think, Iso Dawn. I feel like I'm pronouncing her first name. I really don't know much about these two, honestly. I know Fire because I know she faced Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's Championship. Obviously, she did come up short, obviously because of the help of, you know, Toxic Attraction, as always. I don't really know much about them at all. All I know is that they're probably like a worse version of Nikki Cross, but with less crazy, you feel me? But overall, I don't really know much about them because I really don't pay attention to, you know, the women side of NXT all that much. I really don't. Besides Mandy Rose and a little bit of Toxic Attraction and Indy Hartwell and Nikita Loings and Zoe Stark. But overall, no offense, but the women's side of things is not really that entertaining to me like the men's side of things. So, me personally, for this, it's like, I don't really care about that match. It's just anybody that will win that match. If I say randomly, because I've probably seen them match, like wrestle more, is Alba Fire. But overall, I really don't know any of these two women that well. But anybody can take this match. I really don't care. The only match that I really care about, the only two matches I really care about, honestly, is New Day versus Pretty Deadly versus the NXT Tag Team titles, and Apollo Crews versus Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship. That's all I really care about, honestly. But honestly, NXT Deadline is the official last match. The official last pay-per-view of WWE. WWE had a hell of a run this year when it comes to pay-per-view matches, and they did not disappoint. When 2022 hit, they did not disappoint. The only thing that was pretty bad this year was probably the Royal Rumble in the beginning of 2022. But overall, everything else was pretty fire. Everything else was a solid pay-per-view match. Elimination Chamber was fire. WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 was fire as hell. SummerSlam was good. Money in the Bank was fire. Not Super Showdown. Crown Jewel was fire. Survivor Series was fire. So, Clash of the Castle was fire. Everything about WWE this year was fire. This year was the craziest years in wrestling history that we have seen in a long time. But,